Are you guys ready to see the coolest Minecraft move ever? Ready? Okay, hold on. Ready? Oh, baby. That's why they call me a Minecraft pro. Give me an MCC. I own that stuff. Just working on some trees over here in the birch forest, getting it all looking nice and snazzy. Adding in some of the azalea leaves, which are probably the most annoying part, but it's also kind of fun. You know, just kind of being like, how can I make this look cool? You know, just kind of adding in all the highlights, and that's the main purpose of these azalea leaves, is adding in highlights to these trees, because otherwise they look very boring and very plain. All right, the last of my azalea leaves going into this tree right here. Still below this. And let's see how it looks from a distance. All right, and survey says, yeah, that's looking pretty good. Oh, there's my other scaffolding. It's right back there. I didn't see it before. That is really nice, just to add some more trees into the background. It really makes this horse statue here for good old Giuseppe, rest in peace, never forget. Makes this horse statue fit in a lot better. Makes it feel like it's actually a part of the forest. Owie. And I think behind there we'll add in some more trees, but I did plan out a few other stumps around the area. I added in a few over here on the edge of the river, or I guess the pond, lake, whatever we want to call it. And I wanted to add one right behind this truck here, the rundown car, because I think it would look really nice to have a nice little backdrop here. And I didn't want to mess too much with this angle, coming around from this corner, being able to see the whole skyline from right over here. And we will be addressing this corner here, this empty, ugly gap. Not all of it, you know, there'll still be a little bit cut off right there, but this gap right here will be filled and it'll look freaking awesome. But we'll be addressing that a little bit later in the episode. We'll also be working on our cyberpunk walls out here. I've been really, I've been tired of seeing the stone foundation. I think a few of you guys have commented over time, just being like, the stone foundation sucks. And I agree, it was temporary from the get-go. It was always temporary, but we have way more to tackle than just the outside of the foundation. We actually have way more that I procrastinated. And now we're here because it's episode 30, which means if you're a member, if you're a channel member, which hit that join button down below if you want to become a channel member, you can download my world, episode 30. This is the third world download we'll be having. I'm very excited to release it, but I want to clean up a lot of this area here. Like, this is all incomplete. The street here, not finished. I want to just kind of plot out more of the blocks here. I think I even want to tear out a bit more of this terrain here because I want to make our little Tokyo section a little bit bigger. Oh, also, we did some stuff on stream, twitch.tv/WTBarce, little plug. We worked on our creeper farm right here. We finally set it up so it won't be blown up by snowmen and creepers and them beefing. It'll just be cats. Cats pushing them around. What the spider? And then on stream, we also worked on the redstone behind the cyberpunk city train station here. So this is all functional now. I forgot to add the labels in behind these buttons, but that's okay. You know, I kind of know it. I know this one's Nasita, this one is Whitebridge, and this one is not supposed to exist, but that is Cyberpunk City. So these are all hooked up to their respective locations and everything, and it's fully functional, and it works pretty well. So let's go back to our Italian village. No sound effects. I have not set up the sound effects yet. I honestly forgot to do them, and now we're here, and we're gonna, oh, wait, I forgot. Right here, we have our barrel. Look, it's all ready for, I think you're supposed to be a minecart chest, sir. All right, anyways, try that again. Oh my gosh, embarrassing. But let's see how much gunpowder we have. Did a little bit of AFKing. I want to see, if our farm was actually efficient, our creeper farm, which is right above this here. Boom. Wait, it actually did good. I'm taking that. 2 stacks and a quarter? That's pretty dang good. Okay, I'll take that. Where's the Nasita tag? Come on. But yeah, a big part of today's episode is going to be us working on the Cyberpunk City, but I do want to spend some time traveling. I haven't gone traveling in a while in this world. I've really been kind of cooped up in this valley for a long time. So I think it's going to be worth for us to kind of go out, spread our wings, spread our imprint on this world a little bit more. And I want to find a nice little beach area for us to to start, making some new build styles that we can start dabbling in. Oh, look at that. Perfectly filled, as all things should be. Yes, it's time for a change of scenery from this beautiful valley. I mean, I really do love this valley. This valley is probably the coolest seed that I've ever found before. And hi. Yeah, I want to find a nice little seaside area because I want to start experimenting more with our builds, and very similar to like what we did with the windmill here. I want to, I want to be able to mess more with framing because we didn't work too much with framing when it came to, like the Italian village here. We did a little bit with White Bridge, but not too much. And then I did a little bit with the birch forest here, but not as heavily as I wish I could. So I really want to find a new area that we can kind of, we can set up a train station to, get all the infrastructure going over there, and then we can start like really expanding our horizons. But let's get started on working on the cyberpunk foundation over here in the walls. So let's head back over here. All right, I've gone ahead and plotted out some of these little, I don't know what to call them, like dividers, I guess, for the walls. I have a little design. Oh, come on. All right, anyways, oh my gosh. So yeah, these walls or these little tough blocks are here are gonna be little pillars. They're gonna be kind of making little dividers, and we'll have a nice little design on the inside there with some lights coming through. Just because also I think it's cyberpunk themed, right? So we want there to be a lot of lights, kind of like some sort of energy, I guess. But we also need to clean up a lot of these streets. Like I actually need to move this whole street here over by about 2 blocks, so it's right in the middle of this. Unfortunate. And I guess technically this Torii gate might have to get moved too, and maybe this little building here. All right, so without further ado, cue the montage. Hey, these walls are looking pretty good. I like how this turned out. It came out better than I envisioned. And I really wanted these to feel, a bit more like foundation rather than just a big block of stone, which I think this is automatically a big upgrade regardless of what I would have done to the walls. But I really like the scion. Oh, come on. I really like the scion pillars here, kind of just, a nice little divider. And honestly, it's crazy how well all of this lined up here. I don't know if I calculated this when I initially was working on, placing the foundation down and everything. I don't remember counting, but this all evenly distributed, about 9 blocks wide. Even on the other side, on like the opposite side over there, it all evenly distributed pretty well. And yeah, so we went with a pretty simple design, nothing too crazy. I wanted to get some copper in there because can't go wrong with copper, to be honest. Fits really well with like the whole, kind of industrial theme of the whole cyberpunk city we have going on here. Got a lot of frog lights in here. The green ones just kind of match the copper. And I mean, yeah, I like it. It's got the band here, which I feel like this band of lights, a very thin line, it conveys the cyberpunk feel pretty well. And I'm quite pleased with it all. And what's also nice about those lights is, I mean, it's not nighttime right now, but you can kind of see right here along the edges, there's a nice glow on the upper layer here. So we don't have to worry too much about like trying to make sure the lighting levels are nice on the edges here. We don't have like all this torch spam anymore, at least on the edges of the walls here. And unfortunately, I ran out of candles, at least the dye for it. I ran out of gray dye because freaking black dye is so annoying to get. So I ran out and I stopped there, but I like these little guardrails here. I'm using the candles to kind of act like, I don't know what kind of fence it is. It's like the fences that have little pointy bits on them, kind of going in and out. It also feels a bit more fancy with these on there. I don't know. What do you guys think about them? I think they're kind of nice. Up close, they're okay. You can still kind of tell they're candles, but they look pretty decent. But from a distance, they look really good. Have a nice little shape to them. It looks better than just straight iron bars. But I think from a distance here, they look pretty good. They're fairly subtle though, so you don't really notice them that much. I do want to see what this looks like at nighttime, and the sun is just setting, so we're gonna wait a second and see what it looks like at night. Ooh, yeah, look at those nice little glow on that. I like it a lot. It also makes it feel a lot more alive, just the whole city in general. And I also had to move over the ramp. I'm not sure if I included that in the montage. but this was not fun to move over. I had to plan everything out, and also like our little Torii gate here is right on the edge of this, so I'm debating if I actually do want to move it forward or move it that way a little bit, or just leave it on the curb right here. I might end up leaving it out of pure laziness because this is like a little bit of a complicated build. We got some interesting shapes all around here, but it's not too crazy. It's not too crazy. All right, let's sleep. I'm tired of this rain and darkness. Good morning. Now back here, I finally cleaned up all of my mess back here. This random crap I had here. Unfortunately, it still snows all right here, so that kind of sucks. But we'll just have to deal with it, I guess. I planned out a few more of the streets, kind of getting them all, actually ready to be, installed. I ran out of deep slate, ironically. I've mined so much deep slate, and I actually looked, and almost all of it was cobbled deep slate. So I need to mine some regular deep slate again. Fill out these roads and get little dividers in there and the little lines, all those details. I didn't end up doing the design of the walls here on this outside part because there's still a chance that I end up expanding more, out this way or even out further towards the cherry grove there. So I didn't want to like fully limit myself because having to tear down on that detail can be pretty annoying. And also like putting in the effort to put it there. So we don't even see it from this side right now. So I'm just going to leave it as is, and maybe you guys forget about it and don't mention it in the comments or anything. But it is time for us to go on a journey to go find a nice little beachside area for us to eventually work on and develop. So I'm going to grab not just Mueller here. I think we're going to grab a noble steed from our ranch. Let's go head on over there real quick. All right, we're here at Barce Ranch. We are going to find a new buddy for us to ride out into the wilderness. Someone, oh, whoa, big lag spike. Holy crap. Find someone a little bit faster for us. I think this green horse is my fastest horse, 13.4. And you are a 12.9. 13.4 it is. Green man. Oh my gosh, he is fast and jumps high. Holy crap. I'm not used to running around this fast. I've been using Mueller for so long. Oh man, I gotta get a better mule. Sorry, Mueller. No offense. But let's go travel out. And we're gonna go by horseback because, frankly, I know I did get a bunch of gunpowder earlier, but I think it's gonna be. I want to travel by land. I think that's how I want to do most of this world. I've established that in the first episode. So let our journey begin. Ooh, this might be our land right here. Look, a jungle edge. I think, is that still called the jungle edge biome? I don't really know, but a sparse jungle. Oh, hi, dolphins. Hi. Sorry. A jungle edge biome right on the edge of a lukewarm ocean. This beautiful watercolor. Got some nice terrain here. Oh, we got some flat area over here too. Okay. There's a lot of potential here. I love the grass color of jungle. That was something I was looking for. Wasn't exactly what, like, it wasn't a requisite, but it was something I would have definitely preferred. And I think I found our chunk of land here. I'm really hoping that there's a good amount of land here because I do plan on like terraforming, and I mean mostly terraforming. This is gonna be like my land where I can be free and do crazy stuff. Oh, I really the sparse jungles are so freaking cool. Okay, there's an ugly savanna out over here. But, I mean, it seems like this is all an island. I'm kind of getting the vibe of this being an island. Now, we have, the river, which doesn't quite count as, like, a different island. But, here, let's hop into free cam and get an overview on this whole place. Okay, so just this little chunk of land here where it's just, this sparse jungle. This is pretty good. I like it. We have the rivers kind of breaking apart from the rest of the land behind us, but there's still plenty of land there if we wanted to expand even further. But I could totally see myself building on this island here and like kind of building out into the water a bit more as well, doing some more terraforming. I'm totally down for this to be, I think this might be the spot. I think on this little sparse jungle island. Now I'm just gonna screenshot the coordinates because I actually forgot to bring obsidian to make another portal to get back, but boop, about 4,200 and negative 1,000. That's not too bad. It's a good distance away from home, but like from horseback, that wasn't terrible. 90% of the way was all land. There's a few rivers along the road, but nothing that stops me from making a big old path that comes all the way over here and connects up to this land here. Now the only problem is that obviously this is like an whoa. So obviously this is an island, so we'll have to figure out another way of how we connect up to this piece of this island. Maybe all this land back here kind of connects up, you know, kind of wrapping all the way around this ocean. I'm not quite sure, but this will be our spot, I think. I really like this spot, but we'll be visiting a bit later. Not this episode, but in future episodes. But this is going to be our new island that we're going to slowly terraform over a handful of episodes. And the sun is setting right behind me. Look at that. So pretty. All right, we're finally back home, and it's finally time to work on the main build for this episode, this corner building here. I'm really excited to work on it. I could talk about it a little bit, give you guys a little hint. I did want to make a little cafe, a little coffee shop corner, because when I was in my little downtown area near where I live now, there was a cute little corner coffee store, and I was like, that is such a cool idea. Like their little architecture they had used a lot of wood and a lot of greenery. So I wanted to kind of replicate that, and also glass, like lots of glass, open windows. So I wanted to replicate that in our cyberpunk city here, and I think it worked perfectly on this corner here, like our main street corner where we have this building, and now we'll have a new building here, and eventually, I mean, this is going to stay as like the subway entrance, but there'll be like a little bit of a corner building here, and like kind of right back here. Like this corner will look really cool, and I think this little cafe will add a lot more life to this corner here. So I'm really, really excited to work on it, and I think you guys will really like it as well. So I think it's time to cue the montage. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the montage. Alright guys, here is the corner cafe, fully finished and not furnished, okay, but fully detailed and fully built out. I'm super happy with how this turned out. I love it. It fills up the space so well right here. And it's got a lot of detail. These windows here are super cool to look at. There's a lot of cool little building techniques I used in this build. Now, big shout out to my good friend Taco Squad MC. He's a really talented cyberpunk builder, and him and I collaborated on this build here, and I had such a grand time working with him on a little members only stream that we kind of grounded out most of this stuff, and I did a handful of stuff my own. All right, yeah, lots of little details here. Here's like the wooden kind of frame I was talking about here with the cafe. I really wanted to stay with the woodenness and like making it feel very natural, so we have a lot of these like a hanging glowberry, the cave vines hanging on down, a lot of these like checkerboard light patterns here, which I think are just, okay, excuse me, they're just nice like little like string lights. That's kind of how I imagined them there. And then yeah, with some flower pots, some hanging pots, some empty ones I forgot to put a flower in. Boop, there we go. Then we have this little jut out building right here, which this little white, stick building here, and it's like a staircase access to the rest of the buildings here, and no interiors, of course, the Barce classic. We'll do an interior another time. And a hole that leads me to, okay, I just spleefed myself, excuse me. Now, one of my favorite details on this build are these little windows here, using some banners to kind of create some extra texture there, but it's like as if they're being lived in, like the lights are on in those rooms. So we have a little red curtain one right here, a yellow curtain one. I think I'll have another yellow curtain one right here. Yes, right there. And then also a cool technique that I used here. So I wanted to create these slats, or I don't know if they're really called slats, but like these vertical bars with some vertical ones, just kind of creating some square windows. And usually when you put fences next to each other, they connect up. So I used these brown glass panes and then regular fences here, and it works really well to convey, like single line poles. Like if you build this in creative mode, you don't have to worry too much about these connecting because you can like disconnect them, with the debug stick and all that fancy stuff. But we build in survival here. We survival builders. Then inside here, of course, we have the interior of the cafe. Now, I didn't want to do too much because we have our little interiors with barce segment, and I frankly don't have enough time to do it right now, so I started a little bit on an interior here, but we'll resume it another episode where we can kind of get a bit more in depth with the detailing on the inside and having a lot more fun with it. But overall, this build is pretty awesome. Shout out to this little sign right here that Taco made. It is absolutely crazy looking. I would have never been able to come up with such like an abstract looking shape and all these different textures here. It's very, very cool to look at. And then right here at the top here, I have a little bit of, more like katakana text here. And I think that spells out coffee, which is kohi in Japanese, which is pretty sick looking. But yeah, overall, pretty happy with this build. Takes up a lot of this corner. Let's back it up a little bit and look at it from a distance. Oh, wow. Okay, I actually haven't seen it from this angle yet. This fills up so much space. That's really nice to look at right here. Holy crap. Now, like, especially with that building being so detailed, it like kind of like how these buildings are fairly detailed too, and like this one, but like these ones are a little undetailed. Maybe like this building here is pretty detailed, but like just having so much detail and more shape here, it's really starting to pan out well here. Oh man. Our cyberpunk city is coming together. All right, guys, but that's going to do it for today's episode. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And of course, if you're new here, make sure to get subscribed. And of course, if you really enjoyed the content, you can join as a member and check out some of the behind the scenes content. There is a VOD up of me and Taco building that building. So if you want to learn some new strategies for building, go ahead and check out that VOD. All right, that's going to do it.